A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Reva, the Sergeant at Arms of WIN Toastmasters Club, and I welcome everyone to the 37th chapter meeting of WIN Toastmasters Club. Let us all unmute ourselves and give a thunderous round of applause and welcome each other to this beautiful Sunday meeting. Thank you. So there are a few ground rules that I would request every one of you to kindly follow. First of all, please turn off your mics and turn on your cameras and speak only when you're asked to. Refrain yourself from talking about the three taboo topics, that is sex, religion, and politics, in a derogatory manner. And third, avoid using abbreviations throughout the meeting. Please feel free to use the chat box to express your opinions, compliments, questions throughout the session. And also, this meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded on our official YouTube channel. So in case if any one of us misses out any future meetings, you can visit our YouTube channel and revisit the moments there. So today being a Sunday weekend, I got to witness a very challenging and interesting area contest, which is the table topic contest and the speech evaluation contest. And it gives me immense pleasure to announce it to everyone. There are two members from our club, which is distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira Singh and Toastmaster Joyti Datta, not only participated in it, but also won the competition. Let us all unmute ourselves and give a thunderous round of applause and congratulate them for winning this allocate. Distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira Singh became the winner in the table topic contest and the speech evaluation contest, and Toastmaster Jayati became the first runners-up in the speech evaluation contest and the table topic contest. Let us all give a huge round of applause and congratulate them. With this, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to our champion speaker, the thunder of today's evening, the winner of today's area contest, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira Singh, our president. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira.
Keep the round of applause going for our wonderful Sergeant at Arms. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction and for having the presence of mind of announcing the winners here today. So great job done, Toastmaster Reva, as the Sergeant at Arms. Now, welcome everyone to our meeting at WIN Toastmasters Club today evening. And I'd like to start by taking a little bit of introduction from our guests. I can see we have a few. So guest Rajesh, I know you've come to our club once before. So what are your expectations for today evening?
I'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I've only attended 2 meetings so far, so looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are absolutely delighted to have you with us. And we hope you'll participate in the table topics as well.
Sure.
We also have with us another lady who may be a guest to WIN Toastmasters, but she is no guest to Toastmasters. One of the reigning champions herself of the table topics contest at the district level, as well as table topics for as well as an evaluation champion herself. We have with us our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Vidwata. Toastmaster Vidwata, if you'd like to share a few words.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira. I'm really glad to be here at WIN today. So I think we are all here to win and also learn. I think it's a great opportunity to be here. I see such lovely faces, familiar faces, and I'm excited. It looks like the meeting is going to be a really exciting one. I'm glad I have taken part today. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us and for taking up this role. And I'm sure we're all going to learn a lot from you as our general evaluator today. We also have with us another guest who's a Toastmaster from another club. We have our speaker for today, Toastmaster Protiti, also an area evaluation champion herself. Toastmaster Protiti, if you'd like to share your expectation for today evening as well.
Ruchira, I'm sorry, I'm just not available at the moment. Can I provide my feedback at the end?
Thanks. Yes, absolutely. No problem at all. Now, with that, before we move ahead with the rest of the session, I'd like to share a small short story from my life with all of you. So in school, I'm sure a lot of you would have also had art classes where you had watercolor painting, or you had some kind of artwork or crafts that you had to do. Now, when it came to me in the art classes, I distinctly remember my art teacher drawing and sketching on the blackboard and myself trying to copy it in my notebook. And it looked nothing like what my art teacher did. It was almost unrecognizable and absolutely terrible. So I grew up thinking that I was really bad at art and that it's just not something that I can do. But many years later, once I had actually left school, I just started dabbling a little bit in painting and I saw that I quite enjoyed. I may not always like the outcome, but it was something that I liked to do. And it was at least a bird looked like a bird, not like when I was in school. But what I realized was perhaps that in the confines of a classroom, when I was told or taught exactly where the lines should go or how people should look, I mean, my people still look like stick figures even today, but maybe I could have tried out something that was different. But having left the confines of a classroom, or perhaps something that was restricting my imagination or my thought, when I started doing it just for the sake of it, when I found that the creativity was something that flowed on its own. And I believe that that creativity stopped for a while when I went through my college, I went started working. And it was only when I joined Toastmasters again that I got another platform to be creative again. And by creative this time, I meant in terms of writing. It was another thing that I had completely stopped after school. So I'd like to encourage each and every one of you here today to start revisiting your creative side. It could be something like your art, it could be something like music, or it could be something in your Toastmasters journey, like revisiting your experiences, writing them, and portraying them through speeches. Now, before we move on with the rest of the session, I'd like to take this time to introduce someone who would be taking the session ahead for us today. Now, this lady is someone who's going to be acting as an anchor for the session as a whole. And she is no stranger to this role of Toastmaster of the Day. We might be waiting to hear her icebreaker, but we definitely heard a lot of her stories as the Toastmaster of the Day. She's a wonderful anchor and a wonderful Toastmaster. And as you can see, she's always lighting up our screen with that beautiful smile. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much, Ruchira. Toastmaster Ruchira has always been very generous with words. And I always feel so confident and want to smile a little longer every time I hear that introduction. Wonderful. I am delighted to get this opportunity of sharing with you a few stories that I've been parking inside me, holding to share, and maybe it comes across as something that probably motivates a lot of us. I never know who gets inspired when. So we're talking about faith. I'm sure a lot of us, I've come across people who've been asking me, what is this during the dreaded faith? And we'll begin with faith, of course. Very familiar to all of us. Strong belief, complete trust, confidence in someone or something that has absolutely no tangible proof. But a superpower, something that guides us. Our faith can be on our parents, our children, people around, our friends, on a strategy, on a principle, and can be anything. Very, very strange, but a very strong, powerful thing that keeps us going, and very important thing for humankind. Somewhere, big stories, but somewhere everybody has some faith, somewhere, little spark. All of us have those stories. So, kindling that, we will be talking about times when this faith begins to fail and it becomes dreaded. We begin to be apprehensive. We lose that trust, we lose that belief. Yes, it's sounding a bit gloomy, but we're going to rise back after a wonderful introduction with our general evaluator today. Our general evaluator for the day is Toastmaster Vidwata Mohta, a determined, ambitious lady striving for perfection in everything she's doing. This dynamic lady has had her hands into teaching, finance, marketing, and her pursuit goes on. Let's rejoice this opportunity of welcoming her. Let us all join our hands.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrita. Now is the season of weddings. So I was thinking, what happens, what kind of people we meet at their wedding. And I realized most often I meet some people who are always commenting on something, right? From the drink that you get at the welcome. From that, oh, the color of the drink was not good, or it was too sweet, it was too sour, the flower was not good, or that looked better, the groom's smile was not good, or his beard was too long. Everything, there is something that this person has to say. And then I was thinking, if a Toastmaster had gone to a wedding, what would he do or she do differently? I think we'd call this person the general evaluator. So I'm that person from the wedding who's going to look at the welcome drink. That's the sergeant at arms opening. And from right there to the end, when you send back the guest with maybe some return gift, if there is something, but I'm not saying that you have to send me something. That was not the intention. Anyway, so I am going to have an eye, a detail, a close look at everything that you do. Sergeant at Arms, the president, no one is going to be spared. So I get that role, that auntie who can make comments on everybody. But I'm going to be a good person, unlike those aunties, because I don't want to be put in the box of an ambitious, determined auntie. So I'm going to be a good person here. So I'll always be a young, determined woman to all of you. So there I will be providing feedback on improvement, as well as where we could have done better and how. So that's my role. Now I'm not going to leave anybody, be it any evaluator, be it any speaker, the table topic speakers, you all are under my purview. That's what I'm going to do. But then this task is going to be cumbersome and lonely if I do it alone. Those people also need a group around them who gossip and add bits on it. So I have a team. Though we might not gossip, but we are going to do something productive. So this team was often called as the tag player. And these tag players, I think it's time for me to introduce them. We'll have a timer. I would now invite our timer, Toastmaster Pratiti, to come to the podium and explain her role, please.
Hi, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a role of timer, today my responsibility is to keep track of the time taken by all the speakers. So I have 3 cards to facilitate the same. I have a green card, yellow card, and red card. If a speech is, I will flash the green card at the minimum time, yellow card at the mean time, and red card at the maximum time. So if the speech is for 5 to 7 minutes, I'll flash the green card at the 5th minute, yellow at the 6th minute, and red at the 7th minute. Similarly, for table topics, the time is between 1 to 2 minutes. So I'll flash the green card at 1 minute, and yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. And for evaluator, the time is 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll flash the green card at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5, and red at 3 minutes. I will, after that, there is a grace period of 30 seconds for both the prepared speeches and evaluation, both on the upper and lower end. However, the grace period is only 30 seconds on the upper end for the table topics. And I'll present my report when asked upon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So just to clarify, our timer is going to show her cards, but if you speak more than the required timing that she's telling you, we'll not stop you. But however, you'll be disqualified for voting. So please keep that in mind as you speak. Take note of the timer's cards, and she'll be flashing them. Can you show them the cards if it's possible? Can you bring them in display, how you will be showing the cards?
Yes, I will just do that. Okay, for some reason I'm not able to, it's not showing the screen sharing option.
Just a second, I'll give you the access. Just a
Can you see it now? So this is the green card, this is a yellow, and this is the red card. And these are the timings for you to note again.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite my fellow colleague, Toastmaster Dipti, as an hour counter.
Yeah.
To explain
Good
her role.
evening. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I will be playing a role of hour counter. For hour counter, my duty is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause fillers. And it is like during the meeting, I will listen for over usage of the like words like and, or, so, and for filler sounds like so at the end of the meeting, I will submit my report as called upon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being in the inner circle. And I think you again are stepping in as a grammarian, right?
Grammarian.
Yeah. So why don't you
So
go ahead?
hello
and explain
again.
that? Yeah.
Hello again. So not to be surprised, I am playing the role of grammarian as well. And for grammarian, I am going to pay close attention to all the speakers by listening the language usage, the misuse of the language, or overstanding words, quotes, sayings, etc. And so today I will be giving a word of the day as well. So word of the day is serendipity, and I will give meaning as well. Meaning of the word is to find something valuable or pleasant by accident. And I would like to give one example in a sentence as well. That is to find a celebrity sitting next to me in the plane was true serendipity for a fan like me. So I hope people understand the meaning, and I will write it on the chat box as well, meaning and the word. So please use this word as possible maximum. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Serendipity reminds me of a very romantic movie. I don't know how many of you watched it. Now next.
It's a very common word.
Yeah, it is a movie too, a nice romantic movie if you have watched it. Anyway, I would now like to request our listening master, and this is a new role. We do not have this in our club, so I'm really intrigued to know the role of listening master. Toastmaster Charu, would you kindly explain your role, please?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. I am the listening master for today's session, and my role as a listening master is, I think, more or less like general evaluator, because I will be listening to each and everything, what a word, even listening to everyone, and I will see that I get good questions to ask in the end of the session. And I hope you all listen same like me, and I will come with interesting questions. So back to the general evaluator.
Oh, wow. So this is a great team. We are all going to pay close attention. We need to make sure that our ears are clean before our speakers come in. We have done so. I'm sure that we all are ready with our jobs, and let's hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day. We'll be back when she calls us towards the end of the session. Back to you, Toastmaster Amrita.
Wonderful. With such a lovely team, this is going to be a meeting full of a lot of evaluations, feedback, and things to carry back. Coming back to the faith stories, the dreaded faith. What when it begins to fall? What when it begins to crush? That's when it becomes all the more powerful. There are a lot of people who hold on to that last string of hope, that last string of hope builds more of trust, and then we begin to dare the entire concept of faith and belief, and a lot of magical transformations occur. Just a little story of a person. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of the place Chilika, the wonderful lake in Chilika. This gentleman called Nandkishore Bhujbal was once a resident of a village near the lake of Chilka. And while he was staying there, a young person, very passionate, warm-blooded, angry young man for that age, he happened to kill an egret, a lovely bird, which, because it's a lake, there are a lot of birds that come to reside in that place, and then he happened to kill one of that egret. Awesome. So we have Ruchira Singh, who has already visited Chilika recently, and I'm sure you would agree to the number of species of birds that come to visit that place, Ruchira. Would you want to share something here?
Yeah, one of the most beautiful things about the lake were the different kinds of birds. In fact, there were so many of them all over, like right from sunrise all day long. You could hear different kinds of birds and see them, and it was really beautiful.
Thank you. So this beautiful place, because it is home to a lot of species of bird, he happened to kill, Nandkishore Pujbal happened to kill one of the birds, and it was just another day and he forgot about it. But somewhere it was deep seated. After years, he went away from that place, came back years after, only to recall the entire incident of how he killed an egret. Looking at the number of birds reducing over the years, he was sad. It was a moment of recalling the truth. It was the moment of realization. It was the moment of improvement, bringing about change. And that's what he did. Whatever he was doing, he quit everything. He came down to settle there, researched a bit. Such a beautiful thought he brought about. There was a gang of 12 people called Dirty Dozens. Dirty Dozens were animal poachers in Chilika. They were killing animals. Best people to know which species hiding where, which species getting endangered, how to save a particular species. A lot of thought went behind it. He approached Dirty Dozens to save these birds. The last people to be contacted by anybody. I'm sure the forest officials never thought of it. He contacted them, he was shooed away, and then he continued persuasion and a lot of conviction in his actions, in his words. It all moved things inside them. They were changed people. They agreed on saving and turning Chilika a reservoir for people, for all these species. Chilika was an endangered site. It was red listed as the place for in the Ramsar sites. There's a survey which tells these sites are really endangered. We need to save them, restore them. Chilika was Ramsar site then, and it was very soon over the number of years he changed everything. So people who were actually killing animals turned themselves, began to save these birds, changed the entire scenario. I found this very inspiring. It tells me that there's no end to anything. People who are killing animals, if they can be changed to people who begin to save these animals, I think a lot of us can do a lot of other things as well. With that thought, we'll proceed further into this, and I welcome our evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Reva. The first speaker would first come, and Toastmaster Reva would first set up the expectations of the project. Toastmaster Reva is a commerce student. She is new into Toastmasters, has been a charter member of WIN Toastmasters Club, has taken up various roles, is again a very versatile and ambitious person to take up PR associate role for WIN as well. So I welcome Toastmaster Reva.
Toastmaster Amrita, am I visible and audible?
Toastmaster Reva, can you hear us? Toastmaster Reva, are you there?
Hi, am I now audible and visible?
Perfect.
Okay, I have signed in a device, a backup device. So in case if I get disconnected, please bear with me for a second.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So the speaker number one, Toastmaster Protiti, will be delivering her level 1 speech 3 of Dynamic Leadership Pathway, and her project title will be Evaluation and Feedback Speech 2. That's all, and I wish all the very best to the speaker. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much. And with that, we look forward to a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Protiti Sen Gupta, who is also a member of TMKTC.
Toastmaster Amrita, I think I had shared my speech title. Just a moment. Let me ping you my speech title because you need to introduce me by my name and my speech title. All right. Just hold on. Yeah. Let me ping you.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah. Yes, please.
Toastmaster Protiti Sen Gupta is going to speak on a topic, magic in the mundane. Magic in the mundane. Toastmaster Protiti Sen Gupta.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Imagine this. You're in your college classroom, and there is a gap between two classes, and your next professor is yet to arrive. And you're sitting there, stifling a yawn barely, and almost dozing off. How many of you have experienced a feeling of boredom like that in your lives? Let me see a raise of hands. Nearly everyone, right? Nearly all of us have experienced boredom and that mundanity in our day-to-day lives. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The word boredom is defined by the Cambridge Dictionary as a feeling of unhappiness when we are not satisfied with what we are doing or when we do not have much to do. As for me, I define boredom as standing outside an ATM in a long queue and having nothing else to do, or going on a train journey and forgetting my earphones. Boredom is such a universal emotion for human beings. It is something that is always there in our lives, and it has become even more pronounced since the COVID pandemic and the lockdown that ensued. We have all been experiencing a mundanity since the last 2 years of our lives. Be it the four walls of our house or the four edges of our Zoom screen, we have been feeling a little caged, a little bored, and that mundanity is seeping into our lives. Now, just like all of you here raised your hands when I asked you if you have been bored, I too am no different, and I have experienced boredom a lot of times. And being curious by nature, I wanted to explore that what is boredom and why do we experience it and what is the point of it all. And I landed on a research work by a famous neuroscientist named Alicia Wolf. And in one of her pioneering work, she had discovered that boredom is essential for our brain's health. Can you believe this? And in fact, if you let yourself be bored from time to time, it can actually improve your social connections and it can even foster creativity and problem-solving abilities. I was pleasantly surprised. Here I was trying to avoid and overcome boredom in any sort of way, and I ended up finding that it happens to be beneficial for our mental well-being. In fact, did you know that the Italians have a certain phrase? It goes, il dolce far niente. And it roughly translates into the sweetness of doing nothing. It is an act of intentionally letting go and just having a pause in our lives. And according to that research work by Alicia, that can be crucial for your mental well-being. Much like the pauses in our speeches here in Toastmasters, or even a beautiful piece of music, it is those pauses that makes it impactful. And similarly, it is important for us to have those pauses, to allow ourselves those boring, mundane moments, and just remind ourselves that those breaks can actually help improve our brain health, it can help improve creativity, and it can make us better human beings. Now, the science behind boredom and mundanity was pretty clear to me by now. But then I thought about the practicality of it. How practical is it to embrace this mundanity in our lives? We live in this fast-paced world, don't we? We always have the world at our fingertips. We always know what our friends, our neighbors, or somebody on the other side of the world is doing at the moment, thanks to social media and everything else. And we do not allow ourselves those little moments of boredom. We're always scrolling, always finding something else to stimulate ourselves. But I wondered, since this is such a fast-paced world, is there some way in which I can find a magic in the mundane? Is there a way to find that? And that, ladies, is when I landed on the concept of mindfulness. Now, let me tell you what mindfulness is all about. It is a form of meditation, and it sounds pretty simple. It says that you need to be intensely aware of the present moment. Just be aware of where you are, what you're doing, and just be here in this moment. It sounds like a pretty simple deal, but it is very difficult to actually do in real life. For example, now that I'm here delivering a speech, if I try to be mindful, it would mean that I'm completely in this moment. I'm not thinking about what I had for breakfast. I'm not thinking about what my boss will tell at work tomorrow. I'm just here, completely here. And it is that art of mindfulness that can bring that magic during the mundane moments of life. And ever since I discovered mindfulness, that long queue outside an ATM didn't feel that boring anymore. In fact, I thought it's a time for self-reflection, and I allowed myself that pause. I watched the birds singing above, and I allowed myself that rest. Similarly, when I forgot my earphones during a train journey, I tried to enjoy the scenery outside. I tried to enjoy that time with myself instead of feeling bored and mundane and restless. So ladies, I leave you with that thought that there will be moments in your life where you'll feel that things are getting so mundane. But if you try to be mindful, if you try to be completely present in that moment, you too will find that magic in the mundane. Would you like to discover it too, Madam Toastmaster of the Day?
What a beautiful thought, Toastmaster Prakriti. Who doesn't face this mundane? We all come across it. And finding that magic is what keeps us going. With that, there's one little story that I want to share. And this time it's a book. A book, maybe I can share the cover of this book with you all. The book is It's Always Possible, written by Kiran Bedi. Kiran Bedi is quite familiar to all of us. We all know that she is, especially being a woman, she is the woman of police officer who's brought changes and has been appreciated for a lot of things. So the book actually talks about Asia's largest jail, Tihar. Tihar prison, before Kiran Bedi joined, was home to around 8,500 prisoners with different tangents of crime, sin, anything that you can imagine, and beyond imagination as well. People who were discarded, people who were looked down on, people who were never given that status of a human resided in that jail among 8,500 prisoners. And in 1993, when Kiran Bedi became the warden of Tihar jail, she had a different perspective of looking at them. She looked at all of them like human beings, like one amongst us. And that perspective made her work towards well-being, bring reforms, bring changes. And these changes were thanked by a lot as they were reflecting in their lives, which became more hopeful, full of skill, talent, a lot of outlets that came out with the works that they were doing, self-sufficiency that came in Tihar jail. Many thanks to these stunning reforms, today it is more of an ashram than a prison. All these 8,500 prisoners are undergoing a transformation of life. And the tools are human interaction, yoga, vipassana, meditation, a lot of trainings, development, care for the family, training centers, teaching, childcare centers, all of this was done. And this faith that she dared with herself has changed a lot in this chaos and despair and has made it order and peace. With this story, we move on to some more adventures of table topics. Table topics are always adventurous, and Toastmaster Sangeeta is going to take us through this ride. Toastmaster Sangeeta is also a commerce student pursuing BCom into her final year of chartered accountancy. Another very talented, creative person who loves painting and any kind of art. Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. I'm Toastmaster Sangeeta, and I'll be the table topic master of today's session. I guess table topic session is the best way to improve our speaking skill because it enhances our ability of impromptu speaking. It is specifically designed to process our core communicative skills, that is listening, thinking, organizing, and then speaking. So here's the overview of today's table topic session. Since we all live in a real world, I thought, why don't we go somewhere hypothetical and unreal? Each participant will be given a hypothetical situation or a question, and they have to speak about it in their own way, like what they have done if they were in that situation. Each speaker will have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds. any speaker who speaks less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. The word of the day is serendipity. So please try to use that word in your speech as many times as possible. Guest participants have the option to change their topic once, but such option is not available for the members. So ladies, let's make this session more fun and exciting with your participation. Please nominate yourself and write your name on the chat box. Can we have any nomination name, please? Okay, Toastmaster with one. So, Toastmaster Vidwanta, here's the topic. In which movie you have acted if you were an actress? Toastmaster Vidwanta, in which movie you have acted if you were an actress?
I think that's me, Vidvata.
Oh, sorry, Vidwata, Toastmaster Vidwata.
Yeah, thank you. It's really great to imagine for a moment that I am actually an actress. And to be honest, when I was a young girl, I used to kid myself that I'm an actress. And my best friend used to interview me. And we used to often play this game, and she'd say, "Oh, what inspired you? And what did you do?" In those times, I remember I was into really art movies or something, that I was an actress from an art movie. But if I were truly an actress, what I can believe, I can imagine is me doing some really jumpy, romantic movie, moving to beautiful places, because the best thing in Bollywood I like is that the scenery is so good. So I think if I were an actress, I would have loved to be the lead actress of my favorite movie, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. I would have probably done that movie, not just because how much I love Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol, but also because of the location. They travel in so many different places. I think that's what I would love to be. And it would actually, in some ways, tell me for myself also, trying to understand so many things as Kajol gets to know about her own struggles. I think how a person takes her own decisions, how you live within a set of rules and regulation, and how it's still love that tugs at your heart and you take a call, what should I do? And there's so many things that are there in life where we need to really look into our hearts and bring out. I think that's what that movie tells me. That's the reason I've chosen it. And that's where I think we all want to find ourselves, in a space where we are in a beautiful, lovely place, in a space where we are in conflict. There's so many things coming and tugging at us. And then finally, we are able to catch that train. I think the beauty is that we are able to catch that train. There's a hand that has been extended. So I think in our imaginations, if we can see that hand that comes towards us, and if we can run and grab that hand, no matter how difficult such situations are, we are able to grab that hand. We've been there and nailed our roles. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Wow, what a beautiful choice. Undoubtedly, DDLJ is the best movie I have ever watched. Thank you, Toastmaster Vidwata. So here we have Toastmaster Nasima. Toastmaster Nasima, your topic is, which Indian dish would you like to make if you were the finalist of MasterChef Australia? Toastmaster Nasima, which Indian dish would you like to make if you were the finalist of MasterChef Australia?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Sangeeta, for giving such a wonderful topic. I can't even imagine this situation because I am basically not passion about my cooking, rather than organizing and
keeping the house clean. My interest is not that much in cooking, but if I would have chosen for the MasterChef competition, the Indian dish which comes to my mind is the one dish. It is a Kerala dish, puttu, along with it is a fusion of puttu with I don't know how many of them will do. I learned it from my friend Salma. She used to make puttu with mutton keema, layering with puttu and mutton keema one above the other. So it will taste delicious, and I would make that dish which I have learned from my friend, so that everyone will have that fusion kind of cooking. So that is the hit in my house which I learned from my friend. So I would like to pass on that dish to the world to get appreciation from in the side of South Indian dishes. So thank you so much for giving me such a wonderful topic. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naseema. I have never tried this dish, but I will surely try this if I ever visit to South. Thank you, Toastmaster Naseema. And then we have our guest, maybe Rajesh, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Yes.
Your topic is, what will you say and react if you win the title of Miss World? Toastmaster Rajesh, what will you say and react if you win the title of Miss World?
Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters and fellow guests. First of all, it's really it's good to dream the fact that I could actually win a Miss World title. So if I were to win that title, I would be really shocked for starters and surprised. And I would definitely thank everybody for voting for me. And I would definitely try to do my best to live up to whatever responsibilities and duties are entrusted to me during I think it's a 1-year tenure that we have to follow. So yeah, I guess that's what I would try to, it's not more about winning a title or trying to proclaim to the world that I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, but I would definitely like to put my title to practice and try to take on additional roles and responsibilities to serve my country and to serve the world. Thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful take on this topic. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajesh. And now next we have Toastmaster Dipti. Here is your topic. What will you do if you were given 50 crore rupees? Toastmaster Dipti, what will you do if you were given 50 crore rupees?
Hello, good evening, Toastmasters. First of all, this is really like a dream for me to get 50 crore rupees. I haven't seen a crore rupees in my life. But what will I do? It's like a dream, but I can say that I would like to invest like everybody does in life and for good purposes. And it's a common thing to say that I would like to donate some money, because if I am getting so much money, I would like to donate some portion of that. And definitely some good causes are there which we need to follow. And first, for our family, I would like to do certain things like buying certain things which I'm always dreaming of, like buying a gold necklace or diamond necklace, which cost, I don't know, more than 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. It's very precious things. So 50 crore is a very big amount for me, which I can't even think now what to do. Best thing is to invest it for the children's future, for their education, for their well-being. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow,
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Dipti, the idea of donating is such a wonderful idea. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipti. Can we have more nomination, please? Do we have a guest? Devashmita Malik, are you there? Okay, any Toastmaster, Toastmaster Jayati, Toastmaster Charulata, Toastmaster Ruchira? Anyone?
Sangeeta,
Let me take a try.
Amrita has raised her hand.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen. Okay. So here's the topic for Toastmaster Amrita. What should be the title of the book if a book has been written based on your life? Toastmaster Amrita, what should be the title of the book if a book has been written based on your life?
Thank you so much. A book would usually focus on one of the areas, so definitely would absorb a title from there. If it's encapturing everything in my life, I would probably name it as simple as a journey I took. A journey I took would be the simple topic that I can think of for now. Of course, when I begin to pen down, I might want to have a change of mind because there are experiences which begin to influence, there are events that want to supersede, and there will be things, there will be desires, there will be hopes that probably are pending, will probably again resurface themselves and begin to influence the name of the book. The first thing that came to my mind was unfinished. On second thoughts, I felt a lot of it that I wanted to do is finished or will be finished by the time I would pen down this book. So I feel the journey I took would actually encompass every learning, every experience, every endeavor that I have had in my life. What do you think, Toastmaster of the Day? Table topic master of the day.
Yes, I think you will give your book name a finished. I hope there will be a book in future that will be named as finished. So any more nominations? Okay, we don't have any more nominations. So thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangeeta. These were really interesting. I'm sure we were all thinking on every table topic that came across on the screen. Every time it flashed, I was thinking for a second, what would I do on this very, very, very friendly topics to speak on? Kept us engaged throughout. I saw everybody smiling throughout. So lovely experience with this table topic session. With this, one little personal story from my own life. Not a big milestone on faith and holding on to faith, but when I was like 20 years old or maybe 19, I had just picked up a job. I was one more month old in a call center. Those were the days when call centers were looked down on. People would not understand the concept of women dressing up in the evening and walking out of the house, a cab coming to pick them up, and then they're returning back in the morning. Yes, society has changed. Our thinking has also developed to quite an extent. But that was the time when I picked up this job. I was very young. Into this job for a month, I was given my first team to take technical support calls. I was assisting one of the internet service providers in US. We had targets to complete, number of calls to be taken. There were, trust me, if you've not experienced or not heard any stories of a BPO or a call center, it's full of rigor, it's full of enthusiasm, energy throughout the night. It's a bigger Bombay. This is driven by a lot of contests in the process, a lot of things. So one contest that was driven in our project was maximum number of calls taken by a team. So there was a target. So the bigger you shoot over that target, you are the winner. Our team leader came over last day of the month. We were almost there. We were all monitoring the screens, trying to take as much as we can before we leave for the day so that that team leader stays happy. And his happiness would not result into anything fruitful for us, but was just an experience of accomplishment. We unfortunately missed the target by just a few calls. I'm too old to remember the number now, but yes, it was a marginal number of calls that we could all manage very easily. We used to log out of our systems half an hour before we would take our drop back home. Our cabs used to be waiting. We would log out half an hour before. That half an hour slot is what I looked at. Today, when I look back, I feel I was too open, too bold to speak up. I persuaded my team members to join in. What if everybody takes only 10 calls before we leave in this half an hour slot? Not even 10, maybe 5, and then we can manage. Maybe I'll extend another half an hour or 1 hour, and we can probably meet this target. And fortunately, everybody agreed. We all sat down because there were no systems available. We tried to look for systems. Somebody got it somewhere else. Somebody got it somewhere else. Finally, we latched on to 4 systems in the technical support area, which is dedicated to people who would troubleshoot the technical issues. We used their systems as well. Completed the number of calls, got awarded. The team was rejoicing, and this was not a stroke of serendipity. This was holding on to that last string of faith that we can do it as a team. And it worked. And I'm sure a lot of us have done that. Our stories from the childhood to today have had numerous stories. Is there anyone who wants to share one? Any stories where you felt things were crashing, but your faith helped you sail through? Anywhere you felt this person is good for nothing? You've lost on that person, but the person changed. Jayati is smiling and she's raising her hand finally.
So I was in class 1, I think, and I used to travel by bus to school. So every day, the conductor used to take my bag and my water bottle and just take it before I climbed up those steps to the bus. So one day, he just didn't do it. He did, for whatever reasons, he didn't do it. And I was waiting for it. Kab lega, like, you know. And he was also, he kind of thought that this one is already, he was lost in his own thoughts. And the bus just moved away. And that day I had an examination. My father, he just left me at the bus stop and he was returning suddenly. He said, this my little girl is standing there And she hasn't got on the bus. He came running back and he scolded the conductor. Now the conductor, he profusely apologized, but I never forgave him because I kind of hadn't grew an attachment with him because he used to help me with all my bag and baggage, And that day I felt like let down. But later on, okay, this is a little off. Okay, later on, I was very small, so I peed in my pants, and I got in the bus, and I was all wet. He took off his shirt and he put it around. And that was something I will never ever forget. And I was cursing myself. How can I, demean this kind of a person? You rarely get these kind of people nowadays. And that is one thing I'll never forget. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Jayati. This was an amazing story, which again reinstates our faith in a lot of good that still persists. Anyone else who has another transformational story for us? No one? All right, Deepti. Toastmaster
Yeah.
Deepti.
Yeah. It's a like personal lifetime experience which I would like to share. Like when I got married, we were traveling abroad a lot, like after marriage. Then we thought like do the family planning. But after 2 3 years, after just 2 years, I just got stressed when I will conceive, when I will conceive. Then doctors suggested me that don't be tensed, don't take stress in life. But when I completed 3 years of marriage, then I finally thought, it's time to get baby, get a family. So then I went for a treatment, extensive treatment, like expensive, you can say, intensive. Then it was like a daring and dreaded fate because I tried a lot and then I did a IVF treatment in Bombay. So it's like a magic for me. It's like a serendipity, you can say. Like I got twins, and it's just a like a fate which comes true. In God, you can say, in doctors, you can say, like the best doctor I got. So that's the thing which I never forget in my life because it's the daring in dreaded fate. Like it's just related to the topic because it was like something which we were trying, we were like following to do in life because it was only the faith in God of which we are like giving our faith in doctors as well so that they can our best result. So it's the thing which I want to say. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepti, for sharing this lovely story. And yes, I wouldn't call it serendipity. I would say you held on to that faith. You had that faith, and that brought the change around. I am reminded of how people keep saying this is probably the best story I've ever found on how to stay positive, and only positive will come to you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. With this, is there anybody else who wants to share something? Toastmaster Charulata.
Hi everyone. It happened like some years before, and my both daughters were really in school at that time. We had gone on a vacation to Kerala, and from there we decided to go for a trip to Kodaikanal along with our family members. So we were like around 14-15 people. It was very much enjoyable, and we went and we had fun there and we enjoyed the trip. While coming back, the Kodaikanal, the hill station, the roads, they have too many curves roads. So at that time, one of my daughters, she started vomiting. So we thought it's okay. I mean, most of them have this issue, vomiting while coming down the hill. So then after some time, my younger one also started to vomit. Then we were like panicked in the situation. And then both of them, like it was like a competition. Both of them started vomiting and I didn't know who to go and which daughter do I go. And my husband was also there, but I couldn't concentrate on one because both were getting very stressed and they were going very weak. Then we somehow wanted to reach down and we reached to our place. On our way, my cousin was also with me, and in between we are getting a call from their house saying that my cousin's wife's father is very ill and he's admitted in ICU. So altogether a panic situation was going on in that bus, and we somehow wanted to reach home. And then we at last, my cousin and his wife, they got down from there and they went on their way, and we reached home somehow. But even after reaching home, my both children kept vomiting, and in the last they didn't have anything to vomit, but they were that only the voice was coming. So like we were in that critical position, we didn't know how to, and I didn't know whether to pray to God, and I don't know what will happen to both my children. So then we didn't stay there only, we just took them to the hospital, and that was, by the time it was midnight, and in our place we didn't have a good hospital. So we just went to another place and we took them there. By the time one elder one, she lost everything, like her BP was very low and she was unable to speak, and nothing was going on right. So, and there were no beds also there, empty beds. So the doctor, he just made some place there and he just put her there and gave IV and everything. And then slowly she began to come. By the time my small one, she was like gone worst condition, and then she had to get admitted. Then by the time we were like, we didn't know what to do. The 2 days we were in the bus and we were enjoying, and we no sleep, no, full of stress. We were also very tired, and the whole night we couldn't sleep, and the hospital was also didn't have good facility. Then the early morning we somehow contacted some people and we got a room in some other place, and then slowly both were recovering. So my parents, my brother, they said, okay, now you go, enough, you had enough, you didn't sleep also, you didn't take rest, you were all whole night you were sitting here, so you go back home. So as soon as I went home and I just lay down, and my brother's crying and calling, saying that the younger one is in critical condition, she is lost, she has no consciousness, so you come back early. Then again we started, and I was praying to God. I don't know what happened, I don't know which God to call, I don't know what is happening. Then we suddenly went there, and by the time doctor had discovered some injection, I don't know, some costly injection or something, and then we said, whatever it is, please save our daughter. When I went there, she was not opening her eyes, and I was like crying, and I wanted to hear her voice, but I couldn't hear even her voice. She was unable to call me mother, mom. So I was like so much worried. And then after a long time, after the injection, after some half an hour or 1 hour, she got out of, she got her conscious back. And then, my God, that was really when I had to keep the faith, and being a mother, I had to be strong. And so I remember this all the time, like how I got back my both daughters. So that was one thing which I can never forget, how I got them back. That was a very bad situation which we went through.
That was definitely a dreaded experience. I thank you so much, Toastmaster Charulata, and I could hear that in your voice, how concerned you were at that time. The pain that you experienced was all reflecting. And it was reminding me of a similar experience I've had with my daughter when I was all alone. There was nobody. My daughter also went through a similar situation. But yes, we keep holding on to that faith and climb higher and higher and higher. And with that faith, we keep thinking of becoming better, transforming, better things coming our way, more positive, more positive. With
Yeah.
that hope, let's look forward to a wonderful evaluation session as Toastmaster Vidvita has promised us. She's going to evaluate everything. We are all ears and looking forward to the session now. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrita. Now is the time when we are going to discuss things about what kind of sari that person wore and what was not good in that dish. So that's the time. So we all are in the wedding, and let's start our feedback. And to begin with, my feedback starts from Sergeant at Arms, President's address, and everything. So the meeting began right in time, just 3 minutes late. So I think I would ignore that. So I think we started 3 minutes later than 6:30, but that's fine. And Sergeant at Arms started very energetically. So I would say that this meeting started with a bang, and there was a lot to expect. Then the President, Toastmaster DTM Ruchira, came in, and she had the guest introductions in place. She also had a personal story where she had a call to action that she inspired us, and she told us there's something that we want, if we can revisit from our childhood, any skills that we had developed, and if we want to explore that, we can do that. So that's being done. And the good thing again, Sergeant Arms had also announced the results, that the club had winners at the area level, and that was announced, which is a lovely thing. So there was a nice start to the meeting. Then it was the turn of the TMOD. Ma'am, you have started a string on faith and fade, and lots of stories came in, and beautifully conducted. You have a pretty smile there, which stays in place. So that is, I think you have been applauded for that a lot. And yes, there were a series of stories, and I saw a lot of interaction happen towards the end. If I were you, I would rather bring the interactions ahead. You might like to give it a thought. I think all of us were very interested and engrossed when the story started to come from each one of us. And had this happened earlier, bit by bit, I think the mood would have been a little different. We would all be more into the meeting. That's one thing. Bring the interactions in the beginning rather than keeping the best thing for the last. That's one thing. And the other thing I found, you missed on the title of the speaker, the speaker's title. Make sure that's not missed. And another thing that we generally do is tell how the meeting is going to proceed. If they are guests and they do not know what's going to come, so you can just tell them that there's a prepared section, there's going to be an impromptu section, and then there is going to be an evaluation. There are 3 segments, and this is how we do our meetings. So you might like to do that. That's up to you, but I've generally seen that happen. So if there are any newcomers, for the benefit of guests, you might like to add that on and tie it with your theme. That is my feedback for you. All in all, a great session. You had us all hooked with your faith and fade, how in fading times too, it's faith that, as you said, we can climb up and come up. So lovely. And I'm sure you will climb up and come up as even better Toastmaster of the day in days to come. Now, next we have our evaluator was Reva. And before I evaluate the evaluator, okay, so we have a message from Toastmaster Ruchira. All right, so we'll get there. We'll hand it over to her proxy. Then we had the speaker. Okay, let me see if my speaker is here. Pratiti Sen Gupta. Are you there, Pratiti? Toastmaster
Yes,
Pratiti.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. So wonderful. So there was a beautiful speech about magic and mundane. That's a lovely speech. You had us all hooked. I really like the way you started. I love the word imagine. So you started with the word imagine. You gave us a task to do. So I'm always interested in anything. I think all of us get interested when the person we are listening to gives us a task. This person, when she starts, she says imagine. So we have to start doing something. So we are in it. And she gave us a scene that we all could relate to, a classroom scene where stifling down a yawn and you don't know what to do. And she asked us, there was interaction. So all those things were lovely. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I am doing the wrong bit. I have to call up the evaluator. I don't know. I think I've been in this, now the evaluation contests are here. So I think I'm just being carried away.
That's so.
I was wondering, what did Reva say really? And I said, okay, I haven't let Reva say anything. So before I express my feedback any further, let me pause and let me ask the evaluator, Toastmaster Reva, to come up with her evaluation. Toastmaster Reva, please.
Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, and to compel, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. The speaker in question, Toastmaster Pratiti, delivered a very interesting and informative speech. When I heard the title, Magic in the Mundane, I was all ears and excited to understand what the speaker in question has stored in for us, and to my surprise, she stood above my expectations. The biggest takeaway for me from your speech would be to embrace the present and to ensure to be aware of the present. Out of the many things that you mentioned, 3 things that I loved about your speech was number 1, the content. The content was high. The transition from the introduction to the conclusion was very smooth, and you were very articulate with your pointers. And special mention to the way you mentioned about the ATM line. That brought a smile on my face, and it just displayed how positive you are about your life. Second, engagement with the audience. You had a question for the audience in the initial part of your speech and even shared a tip at the end of your speech, which would definitely be very helpful for my fellow Toastmasters. Number 3, gestures. You had very beautiful hand gestures and yawning expressions, which even brightened up your speech. However, to enhance your speech even better, there are 2 commendations that I would like to tell you. Number 1 is the position of the camera. When you were speaking, I felt like many times your hands were getting cut off, just like my hands are getting cut off right now. So if you could just fix up your camera angle a bit, I think it would even give us a wider view of your hand gestures and even would make the speech entertaining. Second, if you could just stand and deliver your speech. When at times I see you, I feel you had very beautiful hand gestures which were cut off because of the camera. So I would suggest you to always stand up and deliver your speech, which would even bring more engagement to the audience. You can practice by recording yourself in a camera or even try the mirror exercise, and you can just see yourself and you would realize that practicing while standing up and using the hand gestures would bring more magic to your speech. So to sum it up, it was a beautiful speech with great content, great gestures, and great engagement with the audience. If you could just look on the camera angle and work on your hand gestures by fixing the camera position a bit, I think the speech would be perfect. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vidvata.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Reva, for that comprehensive evaluation. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Reva? Wonderful, magical evaluation. And I'm sorry for having interrupted in between and taken over some time. But now we're back in track. And now, before I offer more of my tidbits, let's also ask our timer, Toastmaster Pranita, to share with us all the timing of our speakers today and the evaluator.
Hi, everyone. So today everybody has qualified for their respective speeches, and I'll tell you the time taken by everyone one by one. So for the prepared speech, TM Pratiti took 6 minutes 55 seconds, which is less than 7 minutes. So she's qualified. And for table topics, TM Vidvata took, Toastmaster Vidvata took 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Nasima took 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Raji took 1 minute 14 seconds. Toastmaster Deepti took 1 minute 25 seconds, and Toastmaster Amrita took 1 minute 40 seconds. So all of them are qualified. And the evaluator, Toastmaster Reva, took 3 minutes 7 seconds. So she is qualified as well. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranita Nirukatti. Can we have a big round of applause for our timer, Pranita Nirukatti, who has done it beautifully. And now let's ask our counter, Toastmaster Deepti, to please present her report. Yeah.
Yeah, as our counter, I today observed very few like sounds and crutches. Only like Toastmaster Nasima, she used so many times, and Toastmaster Pratiti used once, and Toastmaster Charulata used or twice. And for me, I used so many hours, and that's it. All were flawless. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Now, would you like to continue as a grammarian?
Grammarian, yeah.
Yeah.
Like for today, I would like to say like everybody was in using a very good usage of grammar, and like I'm not also a good, very good English, and as a grammarian, I can say that Toastmaster of the day, Amrita, she used so many good words, and she used word of the day also twice, and she used words like conviction, perspective, red listed, endangered, despair, resurface. So many, like these are the good words which I have found it and I've noted it down. And Toastmaster Nasima, she also used 2-3 good words which I found it worth it to note it down, like appreciation, cuisine. But she pronounced a word master chef as master chef, I think. So I listened it properly. So that's the thing. And Toastmaster Protati also, she also used like words, good words like imagine, boredom, pioneering. These were the like people, those uses good words. And Toastmaster of the day, she only I think uses word of the day, which I experienced. The rest of the were good, okay, qualified for all the like things. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Now is the time we are going to test your listening skills. So are you all ready? We have Toastmaster Charulata coming in as our listening master. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope you all are eagerly waiting. So let me start. Firstly, who won the winner of who was the winner of evaluation in area contest?
Ruchira.
Ruchira.
Yes, yes. Very easy one. Okay, Toastmaster Amrita, he was mentioned a place name, one lake name. Which was?
Chilka.
Chilka.
Yes. Also, what was the bird's name she mentioned? Which she was talking about some bird in that lake, that place. To those birds, so there were some people who came to save the birds.
Is it egret?
Yeah, right. And she said to save the birds, Nanda Kishore had bought some group of people. Yeah. So what was it? The group name actually?
Dirty Dozen.
Yeah.
Dirty
Yes.
Dozens. Yeah.
Dozens, yes. And what was our speaker's title? Today
Magic
we had
in the mundane.
Yes.
Now
Magic in the
Amrita
mundane,
is
yeah.
going to not miss it.
What did that Toastmaster of the day actually conveyed? There was a message that she mentioned about 3 things in that in her message. What was it? Can anyone say about it? At least 2. Mentioned 2. Yeah, faith and
love.
At least Faith and trust.
Trust.
Yeah. So I think you are not listening.
Even I can't tell.
Okay,
I guess
so,
even the speaker would have found it difficult to answer.
so what are the two things that caused boredom to Toastmaster Pratiti?
The class she was attending.
No,
The lecture.
she had mentioned two things which caused her boredom.
Traveling
And
in the
One
train
line.
with earphones.
Yeah.
One
Yes,
line.
one
Leaving the headphone.
Standing in a queue.
Standing in the line.
Standing in a queue.
Yeah, in the
Standing in a queue.
ATM. Yeah, the ATM
And
and
train.
one without the
Leaving the
earphone.
headphone while
Sitting
traveling.
in a train without earphones.
Earphone.
Sitting in a train
Yes.
without earphones.
So give all of you all good clap. Questions are not yet over. If I have time, I can ask some more. Do we have time?
Yeah, you can
go
ask.
ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, what did name of the Toastmaster Nasima? She mentioned one name of a breakfast thing which is very famous in Kerala. So, with what?
Layered with meat.
Mutton
mince.
keema.
Mutton.
Keema.
Mutton.
Keema.
I'm a vegetarian, still I remember. I was like, oh.
You remembered because now you are you want to taste that. That's why.
No. I said, oh no, something else. This is non-vegetarian. I can't try it. So I
Also,
We'll get soya granules for you.
Toastmaster Amrita showed us a book. What was the name of the book?
It's always possible, Kiran Bedi.
Yeah,
Always
right.
possible.
Very good. And in our speech, we had only one speech, so I think everyone should have listened carefully. So, who mentioned that boredom is actually helps in brain's health? Boredom.
Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia Wolf. Yeah, right. So I think the general evaluator and the listening master were listening the most.
Trying hard.
Finding out who wore the right sari, who was the beautiful one, who was the awkward one. So what did Toastmaster Deepti buy? What would Toastmaster Deepti buy when she wins 50 crores? What did she say?
Jewelry.
Gold
necklace,
diamond necklace.
Diamond necklace.
Gold and diamond.
Yeah. And also one portion she said she would donate also. Okay, and which movie did first speaker mention?
DDLJ.
DDLJ.
Yeah, DDLJ.
That everyone will remember because of Shah Rukh Khan. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Toastmaster Amrita said in her table topics that she would title her book. What was the title she mentioned?
Finished.
Journey finished.
A journey
A
I
journey
took.
to-
Journey I took and then
Journey I took.
unfinished too. But she said journey I took. She'd stick to that.
So Toastmaster Jayati, she was telling a good story. Like, so whom she was actually talking about?
Conductor. Bus conductor.
Yeah, bus conductor.
Yes. So I think I've asked many questions. So I think the time, there are many other questions, but I think I've asked many. So I think it's time also. So I hope you all enjoyed and I have done a good job as a listening master. I think so.
Oh yes. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Charulata?
Yes,
What
Charu.
wonderful questions.
Self-posting is donkey posting.
So thank you for all the help, my tag team and my listening master. They have helped me. They've raised the session, the energy. I can see we're all eager to, we're jumping like children to answer the questions that she put. So I think this is a really great segment. And we all look at the smiles. I'm really happy to see the ladies smiling and nodding. And yes, I got it. I was listening. So great job. Thank you so much. So we have come to an evaluation of the meeting where now we're at TTM, table topic. master and the session that she conducted. The table topic master Sangeeta, today you came up with really interesting topics that let us imagine, we could run our imagination wild. However, I felt that all the speakers spoke for less than 2 minutes. So I would think that maybe the topics were sometimes a little closed, because you said sometimes some things were like, what would you name the book? So I saw Toastmaster Amrita, she made an attempt and then she had a comeback. She said, okay, this is the topic, the title. And then she was like, for a moment, how do I make it bigger? But then she said, okay, my first thought was actually unfinished, but then I think this is better because of these reasons. So she made it up somehow. She brought an effort and could go on for longer until she saw the green card. And then she was happy. I'm qualified, so I can speak some more. So although the table topics were very interesting, they might be a little difficult because they were very pointed. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to leave you with a tip. When you get a question like this or a topic like this, which has a very specific thing, like which movie would you like to be an actress to? If I said, oh, it would be DDLD, and then it would finish, I wouldn't know what to say. But if you say, if you got 50 crores, what would you do? And say, I buy this. And then you have to start thinking. So one way, especially for the 50 crore, because I also am so interested in getting that, I'm going to pick that first. So the 50 crore thing is like, you can start with, I do 3 things. There are 3 things that I would do if I get 50 crores. We could go 4 things or 5 things. You don't know how many things. But when you take a topic like that, you can start by saying, if I would ever get 50 crores, there are 3 things or 4 things that I'm going to do. For number 1, I'm going to donate a part of it. And by the time you're saying this, you're thinking of what else can you do? Then you talk about donation and why do you like to donate? So then you can stretch it because you said, number 1, I would like to donate. Why donate? I would like to donate because I've often seen people in need and I've always felt that I would like to help them, but I haven't been able to because of my resources. So if I got that much more money, first thing I would do is to donate to people. Then you can bring it like what kind of people you want to donate. So maybe children or women or whoever. So you can fill up that. The second thing I would like to do is to invest, and why you would want to invest, or who is inspiring you, who's teaching you to invest, where did you learn this to invest? Then you can bring that up and build that up. And then you can, third thing I'm going to do is spend it. And then I'll buy, I've always loved beautiful necklaces. And this is the way you can make it a bigger story. So similarly, you can use these techniques. If you say there is a topic for books, so there are 3 topics that come to my mind. Maybe none have come to your mind. The first topic is this. And then you say the journey I took and why it is the journey you took, because the journey means this to me and that to me. And then by the time you think of unfinished, the second topic is, the second title would be unfinished. So this is a technique that we can use when we have a table topic master who is giving us a tough time, but by giving us a topic that has a very one pointed answer. Or then we create some room. We say, oh, 3 things I will do, or 4 things I will do. And one by one, we try to make it bigger. This is actually a little tough, but I think your topics were brilliant. They let us imagine. So I'm not saying that your topics were not good. And the ladies here are such great speakers. So if you had something that challenged them, I'm sure they loved it. So great job, table topic master. Sangeeta, you brought in great topics. You encouraged each person after they spoke. There was a lot of encouragement. That was lovely. I felt that you were very calm, composed, and you gave each topic with equal excitement. And if you could just bring a little bit more smile, I think that would add to your charms. And well done. Kudos to a well-conducted table topic session. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Sangeeta? Now, each of the topic speakers, if I'm to say, Toastmaster Nasima got something like one dish, what would you do? And she quickly thought of a dish that she would actually bring. And she said, okay, I don't really like cooking, but still, if you made me do it, this is here, I am going to do this. So you were quick to think, you came up with something which is brilliant. Take part in table topic sessions, and it shows that you have a presence of mind. You could quickly bring something onto table. You quickly shared with us the recipe also. Okay, you went on and said, this is how it is done, and this is how I will tell it. So that was a great attempt. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Nasima? Well done. Then we had Toastmaster Rajesh. Is she here? Yeah, you are there, and you are the beauty queen. Why wouldn't you be here? I really love the way you said it's a 1-year term. So you were not just limiting yourself to the response. She asked you, well, how would you respond? And you said, oh, it's a big year and there's so many things that I would do. So rather than being boxed, you took it in another way, interpreted it your way, which is a brilliant take. When you think this is something a straightforward thing, and I could just say, oh, I would say it's unbelievable. I really couldn't believe that I became one. Rather, you said it's a big term. It's not limiting yourself to those moments, but a big year ahead. And these are things I would do. I think that was a brilliant take. I myself wouldn't have known what to do in your place. And so I thought that was really beautiful way and really witty. Can we have a big round of applause for, are you a Toastmaster yet? No,
No, I'm a guest.
You're a guest. I'm sure you are showing all the possibilities of being a brilliant Toastmaster. We are expecting you to come soon and be one of the creed. So welcome to our gang. I hope we soon have you as a Toastmaster. Thank you, guest Rajesh there. And then we had Dipti with 50 crores, which I have already talked. You had brilliantly spoken about 3 things. And I really loved the way at the end you spoke about yourself too, that these are things I would like, they are so valuable, so precious, but I would like to buy them too, which was a genuine thing. It's a genuine story. She's not just talking about donations and investment, but bringing her part. So whenever there's a story, whether it's a prepared speech or table topic speech, if you can bring a part of you, that part shows. When she's speaking about necklaces, if you can speak about why you like necklaces so much, or when did you last see a necklace and you always wanted one, and retell that story also, then you can make it a bigger. I always saw this beautiful necklace with that green gems in between, and I loved it. So 50 crores would mean that necklace in my neck, and I can just visualize it and see how beautiful you feel. Just that, add a little bit of more of you that you wanted, and it would be beautiful. It was lovely. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Dipti? Toastmaster Amrita, you had a good presence of mind. As I already said, once you felt you were lacking, you said, okay, the first thing was this. It was unfinished, but for these reasons, I'm choosing the journey. So you had that presence of mind. I think that goes to say that you have great chances at table topic. You should continue it, and I'm sure you will rock as a speaker, as a table topic speaker. So all the best to you. I think that was all the speakers that we had today. And we had a lovely list of all the role players did their job very well. The timer, the R counter, our grammarian, the listening master, everybody has performed their roles very well. As a person who's nitpicking, trying to listen to everybody, I found this this meeting, a beautiful one from the beginning. The drink was perfect. All the dishes were beautiful. I tried and sampled and saw which one I liked. I found them all to my liking. The saris and the dresses that the women wore were lovely and lavish. So keep it up. I would like people to be so prepared and come to a wedding such that we have tough time to give them tough and stringy comments. So kudos to you. Now with that, I would like to hand back the podium to our Toastmaster of the day, lovely Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. This brings us towards the end of the meeting, and we carry back a lot of stories that you've all shared, wonderful, inspiring stories, which keep us going. And yes, unfortunate circumstances are trying, hardships are difficult to resolve, but we don't give up with faith. Life is so much better when we believe in it. So let your faith be bigger than the fear. And with that, we'll all keep the faith, we'll all stay positive, and awesome things will happen with all of us. With that thought, I hand over to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Jaiti.
Yeah, where to go, Sarah bhai? Okay, that is the name of the skit. She was given that title. So that's why we call her Sarah bhai. It's stuck on. So, ladies and ladies, we come towards the fag end of the meeting, and I would like to take a little feedback from the guests over here. First to go will be Toastmaster, guest Suja. Can you tell me a little bit about how you enjoyed our session at WIN today?
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. It was so nice to listen to all of you, and all of you brought a lot of wit and enthusiasm in your speeches and in your general discussions. And it was something that I really enjoyed being a part of. Thank you.
Please keep coming back. Please keep
Sure.
coming back, and our team will
Sure.
contact you also. Okay,
Sure.
very soon.
Thank
We would
you.
love to see you as a Toastmaster. Okay?
Hopefully
Okay.
soon. Yes. Thank you.
Our next guest, Devushmita Molik, are you here? Devushmita Molik? I guess she's not here. So now we go on to a very beautiful, the multifaceted general evaluator of today, Toastmaster Vedvata. How was your experience at WIN today?
The most striking experience or the most striking thing in this meeting is that I am amidst all women. I think that was really something that I'm going to take back home. In most of the meetings, there are more men than women. Something that I keep noting. And this is one meeting I'm finding that they're all women here. This is WIN Toastmaster for women, women's. I find that seeing all talented women gives us the kind of kick that we need, that we are there for each other, that we can do it together. And the book that Toastmaster Amrita also showed, she was Kiran Bedi. Toastmaster Pratiti also was talking about the scientist was a woman, Alicia Wolf. So it was like today it meant that yes, it is that we are capable. And incidentally, I was teaching my daughter, she's 11, the poem about Jhansi Ki Rani. And in that poetry, there was a question that what does it speak about the time, that time during which Jhansi Ki Rani was growing up. And she was writing, and I told her that during that time, women were not given as much of importance, and they were thought of as someone who were weak. And things have changed. And she was listening to me. And I think when I come to this forum, I get this vibe that we are very strong together. That's what has been my experience so far today. And I thank you, each one of you, for giving me that vibe and experience. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, and I wish that you keep coming back. You're always welcome over here. Thank you so much. Next, Toastmaster Pratiti. Pratiti, are you here?
She has dropped off. She's not here.
She's dropped off. Okay, fine. She's a wonderful singer. Just wanted her to, if she could end it with a song. You must listen to her songs. So, ladies, today's meeting, I declare it closed, and our next meeting will be on the 12th of this month at the same time, 6:30 in the evening. With this, I formally close the meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. If we have the voting now, Reva?
Yes.
We have the voting. I'm so sorry. Ladies, please vote. You can start the vote now. Eva, it's not submitting, yeah? Why?
I have received 2 votes.
Because I was trying, it was not submitting.
It disappeared for me before I submit.
Try it once more.
Okay.
Timed out, I guess.
I guess so.
It's
Just
vanished
a
from my
second.
screen before I could click on submit.
Just
I
a
think, Reva, you
second.
have to
I
remove
was
me
the one
from
who
co-host.
could. Only I was the one who could submit.
I also submitted, yeah.
I've also submitted.
Yeah, me too. I submitted.
I couldn't because
Okay, so I have released the poll once again. Kindly please vote in.
Do we need to do it again? Again?
Yeah, please vote in. I've released the poll again.
Okay.
So, okay.
7 vote received. Okay,
Yes.
we have the results. Thank you.
Can you please pass on the results, Eva? Or you can read it out yourself, not an issue.
Okay. Okay, so am I audible and visible to read out the results?
Yes.
Okay. So the best speaker for the table topic round goes to Toastmaster Amrita. Let us all give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Amrita. Best role player category 1 goes to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita again.
Congratulations, congratulations. And
Best role player category 2 goes to Listening Master, Toastmaster Charulata. With this, I declare the results out. Thank you.
congratulations to all the winners. And for me today, Deepthi and Pranita, both the Toastmasters did very, very well. Thank you so much for taking up the roles and keep coming back and